Well, Josh,
Yes,
I want to start with the disappointment of Dillian Whyte. You know, the adverse findings in his test. Do you feel let down?
No, not me personally. The reason is, Spence, is because it's becoming like a norm in boxing to a degree. It's not the first time it's happened to me either. But the good thing is the show still goes ahead, and that was a big part of like why I still wanted to fight.
Sure.
Late replacements aren't good, in my opinion. I've experienced 2 before. I've experienced one with Pulev and Carlos Takam, and Miller and Ruiz.
Yeah.
So they're not that great, but it would have been a disappointment if the show didn't go ahead.
Absolutely. Listen, I know you've been working hard for the last 12 weeks out there with Derek James. You've had more time to spend together, more time for Derek to implement the stuff that he's showing you. And we're going to see that on Saturday night. But, you know, I want to talk about your mindset going into that, Josh, because like you said there, and you touched on that, you know, with the Baby Miller situation and Andy Ruiz going in, how do you, change your mindset from one style, Dillian Whyte, short, rolling his shoulders, now you're boxing a tall, upright, rangy guy? I know you've sparred Helenius, but how do you change your mindset?
Yeah, I just had to flip the coin. That's why I couldn't get too involved emotionally in the situation, because I was like, if we're going to fight, I just got to flip the coin and focus on Helenius. So I just have to vision what I'm going to do in my mind. Like, I watched him, we've done our film study, but it's not cemented in my mind yet. That's going to take me another couple of days before I started like really understanding his patterns. But at the end of the day, look, like a computer, I know what I got to do. Once I switch on, it's a fight at the end of the day. So I just got to do my job.
Well, listen, you're a former champion looking to become champion again. Champions have got that adaptability.
That's what I need.
What they
That's
do.
what's
You've
important.
done it as an amateur.
You know
what I mean? World silver, Olympic gold. You don't win that by not being able to adapt.
Because you fight in different styles, different guys day in, day out. And I said, like, if I go in there with a mindset, like, don't matter who it is tonight, it don't matter what they look like, how tall or small they are, I just got to win. I'll find a way.
Sure. I mean, you wanted this show still to go on. You know, like Robert Helenius boxed last Saturday. He was in the dressing room, gets the phone call 5 minutes after his fight with this opportunity to fight Anthony Joshua. I mean, that's a massive phone call for him.
I think it's great. It reminds me of, like, the old school. How the old school fighters, like, they used to keep busy and stay active and just rolling themselves out fight after fight. Imagine I was like that. Like, I was a fighter. That's like Saturday. Then like 2 weeks later, I was out again at the O2 fighting someone else. It'll be unbelievable, I think. But you know, I want to go. You know, I want to go Dubai, put my feet up for a couple of years. Like, that's the reality of the situation of modern day fighters. We want to enjoy our hard work, but I think Helenius is like treating his career like a throwback fighter.
Sure. I mean, listen. That is, you say the mindset of a modern-day fighter, but when you've been through a hard, grueling 12-week camp, that's all you really can think about. You think, I want to get this fight on, do what I got to do.
Then do you think camps are too long nowadays then?
Well, listen, when I was boxing, it was like 8 weeks. You know what I mean?
So
like
wait.
8 weeks.
But what would you be doing before the 8 weeks? Would you have a pre-camp, or would you just
ticking over? Like you do. You never let yourself get completely out of shape, do you? I mean, you live the life.
Yeah.
So, like, there's not a lot of, like, body's got the memory. There's not a lot to do, so you just kick back in.
So 7 weeks of training, 1 week of fight week.
Absolutely, yeah.
That 8 weeks,
Yeah, that's what we do. Like, intense, like, you know what I mean, military stuff.
Would you spar straight away?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
What, day one?
No, you'd obviously go in for a week.
2 weeks, then
sparring,
How many, like, straight 12?
Yeah, absolutely.
Straight 12?
What have you been? Yeah, no, not straight 12. No, you bring it up 6, 8.
I was like,
give me a break, mate.
Make me sound soft.
Listen, you've been training out there with Derek James.
We started off doing 8 rounds.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Well, you know, Derek's renowned for, you know, teaching people pressure and whatnot. And you had people like Charlo in the gym and Errol Spence and whatnot. What was it like being around those in that gym, that different environment, Josh? Was that good for you, like at this stage of your career?
You know what? Especially, you know what was good for me more than being around them is the challenge of that heat.
Yeah.
That Texas heat was nuts. Reason being is you got a question like anyone that goes to a sport. I'm sure a lot of people may be listening that remember a time when they joined a football club and they made them run round for like 10 minutes and they told their mum in the car, "I'm never going back there again. It was too hard." So I had to question myself, like, yo, like, is this guy, I can get this guy AC in here, you know? I can get him a couple more fans. Like, it is that hot. And I'm thinking, yeah, it's mentally challenging. And it's like, do I want to be here? Yeah, I want to be here if I want to get better. So that was like, not only being around other fighters, but being in environments where I had to question, how bad do I want it?
Sure.
Like, yes. Like, there was a time I finished sparring in that, and I think it was like 120 degrees. Obviously, like, the guys were doing 3 rounds each, so they felt it. They would come out and be sitting on the edge of the ring looking like they're going to pass out. So I'd done my 12 rounds. do you know when I don't know whether I should stand up, sit down, roll on the floor. My body was
that moment.
My body was going into meltdown. I was but I survived.
Do you know what? And that's the psychological part that you need in the latter part of a fight. Do you know what I mean? Where you go like you don't know where you're at.
You don't know where you're at.
You don't know where you're at.
You're going back to the corner. I'm thinking like surely like after 9 rounds, like you can see that like all of us are struggling, but he's got this poker face. Like, he's a very good guy, but when it's time to work, I believe that because he's fought before, maybe like yourself, you probably know if you're gonna get a fighter ready for a fight, you know,
of course,
there's no shortcuts.
Sure.
And he's fought before, so he knows there's no shortcuts.
What was the vibe like in the gym after the Errol Spence loss? I mean, that was a huge fight, and obviously, you know, and a huge disappointment for the gym, really, because it was one of those, a real divide on who people thought would win. Yeah. Crawford got the victory. What was the vibe like in the gym after that?
You know what interesting? Spence, I left before the fight happened because I wanted to get back and get settled and get adjusted to the new time zone because I was only going to have like 2.5 weeks until fight night. But it's not nice. It's not nice at all. But I still rock with Errol Spence. You know, he's been a great champion for so many years. One loss doesn't define him, in my opinion. And you know, I felt for Derek as well because I wanted Derek to win as much as I want Errol to win. I wanted Derek to win, but he's like, we'll go again. Like if Errol wants to fight, we'll go again. And I think that because I've been in that position before where I've come up short and I've got it right. I think that Derek will be able to get it right. Sure. Next one. And credit to Terence as well for coming, preparing well, and getting the victory. So credit. Brilliant. And credit for them both for actually making the fight happen.
Absolutely, man. That's what it's all about. And I know that's what you talk about. You know, getting the best, boxing the best, making the fights happen, win or lose. Who cares? It's, you know, that's what it is.
It's all like, you know, as embarrassing as it is, it's done. Like, what's next? That's what people are focusing on. So credit to Errol and credit to Terence as well.
Brilliant. Listen, I want to touch on one more question.
Oh yeah. What we go on.
The agenda.
Oh yeah.
What's agenda? We got to get it out there, mate. You know, let's air this. Let's get this over, man. Let's get this done. Right? You feel like there's an agenda against you. Listen,
don't put words in my mouth now. Let me explain.
Go on.
Okay, with me, I'm confrontational, but I'm not confrontational. Yeah. But I feel I didn't say to you guys, like, this is who this person is, and that's who that person is, and talkSPORT do this and this. I just asked you, and I wanted your opinion, and that's what I just felt like it's good to have an open conversation about a situation. So I felt a certain way, and I just wanted to ask you, do you feel that way? Do you feel that there is an agenda? And I feel like it's not me. It's not like I ain't got my back up against the wall, but I feel it's nice to have open conversations so we can just air out our laundry and move forward. And look, we're here talking, having a good laugh.
You know,
but I don't I don't hold grudges against anyone at talkSPORT. It's just nice.
You should feed off that. You know that. Feed off that. Like, so if everyone's got an opinion and they'll say whatever they want to say. And like for me personally, as an ex-fighter, I go, you know what? I feed off that. I'll feed off that. I love that challenge.
Wrong.
I love that challenge.
I'm proven wrong.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm proven wrong.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I want to prove them right.
You want to prove them wrong, as in you want to prove me right, because I've dug my flag in the sand for you. Do you know what I'm saying? I respect that. Yeah, of course.
And at the same time, I'm open to criticism.
Yeah.
I'm not someone that only needs to hear the good stuff. I'm happy to hear the bad stuff, but what I like is an open conversation about it. Like sometimes I feel like, as you said, like the marker's put in the sand and it's like judgment day. Yeah. It's like, no, let me have a chance to explain myself as well and give you my point of view, where I feel sometimes it's like, that's who he is and that's the mistake he's made and that's just what it is. And I'm like, not everyone should have a chance to explain themselves. And that's where I was coming from. Sometimes I feel like it's statements against my name rather than conversations like this. So about the agenda, is there anything that you want to ask me today?
No, I'm happy, mate. You've explained it.
Why don't you get one or two questions for me next time, and then me and you can have an open conversation.
Listen, always, mate, always.
I think it'll be good.
And talking about performances, I want to talk about Saturday night. What are we expecting, Josh? Talking about people being judgmental, proving people wrong. Are we going to see something special on Saturday night?
Yeah. Susie and Lucy.
Hey.
They got to let their hands go.
That's all I need to know,
They got to get out and let their hands go.
Go on, mate. Wicked.
God bless.
Yeah, bless you,
Thank
mate.
You, brother. Thank you very much.